Hello everyone, my name is Ritu Saraswat and I will be talking about of the Python's most commonly used built-in data type, that is the list. So list is a powerful tool in the Python programming, and understanding how they work is essential for working with the collaborations of the data efficiently. Now we will move forward. First question arises, what is a list? So a list is a collection of the items stored in a single variable. There are some characteristics about the list. Lists are the ordered, which means the items have a definite position. They are also the mutable, meaning we can change their content, and lists allow the duplicates and lists are allowed the duplicates and are defined using the square brackets. If you want to create a list, then you can insert the list items inside a square bracket, and you can insert the items of the any data type. There is no not any restrictions for the data types. Now further we will see the how to access the list items. So there are the two ways to access the list item. The first one is the indexing, and the other one is the range of indexing. Here in the indexing, we have two types of indexing. First one is the positive, and the other one is for the negative. So the positive indexing starts from the first element of the list, uh, and the index starts from the zero. So if you want to, as I shown in the example, if you want to access the item which is at the position first, so you can get it by the indexing. And here the negative indexing, which starts from the last element of the list, which starts from the -1, not from the zero. Range of the indexing is the assessing the more than one item using the indexing. Syntax is same as the starting index and the indexing index. But the important point is that the ending index is the exclusive. You not include the indexing index in your output. Let's example, if you want to access the element from the well, access the element, if you write to access the element from the 0 colon 2, then you access the element only which is positioned at the 0 and the 1 as 2 is exclusive. So you do not access it. And we can also use a negative indexing in the case of the range of indexes. There are the three methods for the adding the elements to a list, which one append, insert, and the extend. Append is used to append is used to add an element to the end of the list, and insert is used to add an element to at a specific position with the indexing. By giving the indexing position, then you can insert the any elements, and insert and extend are also similarly same. The main difference is that through insert you can add only the one element, and through extend you can add more than one element. Now we can see the next further we move, then the removing list items. How to remove the list item? So now we have the two methods to remove the list item. The first one is the remove, and the other one is the pop. Remove to delete by value. Here you can directly give the value inside the remove function, which value you can delete. And in the pop, you can give the index. So the element which is present at that index will be deleted. And if you have not mentioned the any index inside the pop function, then it will remove the last element. And if in the remove function you have not mentioned the any element, then it will throw an error. This is the difference between the remove and the pop. Now is see the changing the list items. We can know that list is the mutable, so we can change its items after the declaration. So we can directly change the item like the course one equals to btech. So now the MC will replace with the btech. Simply you can change, and you can also change the value of the values by the multiple values. You by using the range. Now, then we can see the what is a nested list. So a nested list in the Python inside the another list. A nested is a list inside the another list. It allows us to create the multi-dimensional structure like the matrix. It is very helpful in the case of the 2D array. Uh, 2D array. Example you can see. Now further we move to list comprehension, and it is a very much useful and it is a very much useful. So what is a list comprehension? A list comprehension is a concise way to create the new list from the existing one. Example, if you want to create a list from the course, that contains the letter T. So you can simply write the code of the just one line, and you can get the separate list which have the courses which have only the letter T in it. Now we can use the lambda function. It is also the useful. Lambda functions are the small anonymous functions. They are defined using the lambda keyword and are useful for the short operations. Example, if you want to add some value in the some variable, then you can simply add by using the lambda. It is very useful in the small functions. You can also use the lambda with the map and the filter, and you can easily use map with the map and the lambda. In the first example, you saw a simple lambda directly at the value, and in the example two, lambda with the multiple arguments. Here we have the two arguments, and we are multiplying the two arguments. And the above one, we have only the one argument. So example three, lambda, how to lambda using the map, and example four is how to lambda use the filter. Inside filter is used just to filter out the value to some applying some conditions, and then you want to fetch the only that values that satisfy the condition. So we want to take only that values. And lambda is used to map each item with a list which is given already. So it is something like the map karna है इसको. Then question is why we use lambda. We can generally create the any function and then our work, do our any function work. But why we use lambda? So when you need a small function temporarily, when you don't want to formally define a function, and let's quickly go through the five Python list problems and understand how each solution works, all using the basic list operations we have learned. So the first question is the write a function that finds the common elements between the two lists without using the set operation. So for the solutions, we compare the each item from the first list without the second. If it exists in both, we add it to the output list. Now the question number second is rotate the list right by the key. Here in the question, the value of k is equals to 2. So we rotate the list by copying the last item and inserting it at the front, repeating this k times. Now the question number three is the removing duplicates and preserve the order. This is the restriction. So we loop through the list and add items to a new list only if they are not already there, keeping the original order. It's mandatory. Now the question number four is the squaring even numbers. We can solve it using the list comprehension. So using list comprehension to return the square of the each even number, just simply write a code of the just two line using a list comprehension. Question number five is the write a Python function that makes a list and an element as the input and returns the number of times that elements appear in the list. So we count how many times the specific items appear using a single loop and the counter. Uh, from basic list operations to applying the logic in Python, we have seen how versatile Python list can be. And these examples are just the beginning. List will appear everywhere in your coding journey. So keep coding and keep learning.